Anyway, it was excellent seeing that collaboration happen.
Oh, yeah.
So now you guys you've become guys who are doing the covers. The known cover was amazing. Let's talk a little bit about that.
It was very cool. I love the song. I love Torrin Wells. Love him. I love his music. I love his writing. I love his production. I love everything about him. And that was one of my favorite songs. And so again, there's no deep story behind Known. It was just, hey, we love this song. Let's do a cover. So we did one.
It's so unusual, it's frightening. You see right through the mess inside me, and you call me out to pull me in. You tell me I can start again, and I don't need to keep on hiding. I'm fully known and loved by you. You won't let go, no matter what I do. And it's not one or the other. It's hard truth and ridiculous grace to be known, fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you. It's so like you to keep pursuing.
But before we put it out, we were actually in the States, and the youth conference we were at, Torrin Wells was a guest. So we got to meet him, hang out with him, let him know, hey, we're doing a cover. We don't want to get YouTube strikes or anything. He was like, go for it. So that was really cool for both of us to be able to meet him. And then we put it out. We had already put it out. No, we hadn't. Yeah. So that was very cool. So we did that one. And then more recently we did the blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the blessing.
And first of all, how has have the responses of those things shocked you? Because I know you first started by sort of doing a series on marriage.
Yeah, the Sucre series.
Yeah, which was a whole different side of you.
Yeah, which we'll continue to do, I think, as the Lord leads. I mean, one of the things we'd said when we started our YouTube channel is we're not going to be those Friday 4 p.m. check for a new video. I find one of the things about social media that can be a harm is when you're under pressure to say things, you can end up saying nothing because it's just. The clock is ticking. It's time for me to say something now. So we had done a few of those, and then we did the covers. I think what was so fun for me personally is, I've known Alan for 7 years now, and I've heard him sing. I've heard him play. Of course, he's in our band at church. Alan is hands down, without comparison, such a better musician than me. Like in every sense, he's better at playing his instrument. He's better at arrangements. He is a gift to me, to our team. And it's funny because I'd always said I do not want to marry a musician because two musicians under one roof that's a lot, but he's such a blessing and he's so humble. Like Alan is so much better than you think he is. And recently for his birthday, I had some friends of his send in videos to appreciate him. And Christian from Milele, one of the things that he said, and I just thought, man, that is so true. He said, Alan does not feel the need to make sure you know how gifted he is. And I was like, that's so true. Even when he joined our church, again, because we never wanted to look like, well, he's married the worship leader, so he just gets this,
opportunity
straight shot and open door into positions that in our church, there are processes before you get to the stage. And so we were very adamant, kind of like my parents were with me. We also felt, and Alan very much agreed to the wisdom of, it can't just be, well, I've married Beck, so now I'm coming to join the band and lead worship and do all the things. It's like, you still got to go through our leadership training course the way everyone else does. You have to do all these things. So for the first year, Alan was in our church. He was on our tech team, our sound team. He didn't touch an instrument, didn't sing a note. He was on the tech team, and he went through our leadership class, and then joined the band and just went through the process the way everyone else has. And I think by the time he got to the band, even though I had been very like, you guys don't even know this guy is gifted, as people started seeing, this man is good. I think what it did was build so much respect in their hearts, because it's like he didn't come in like, you guys, I could play circles around this whole band. And the truth is he could play circles around the whole band. But he just came, he's so helpful, he's so encouraging. I mean, the level he's taken us as a band to has been incredible. So I think for me, the response to our covers, what's been so fun for me is seeing people realize how well Aaron can sing. It's like, yo, this brother can actually sing.
Neema yake iwe kwako na hadi vizazi elfu, familia na watoto wako na wao. Neema yake iwe kwako na hadi vizazi elfu, familia na watoto wako na wao. Neema yake iwe kwako na hadi vizazi elfu, familia na watoto wako na wao. Wepo wake wende mbele yako, nyuma yako, kando yako, ikuzingire iwe ndani yako. Yuko nawe asubuhi na jioni, ukujapo uendapo, kwa majonzi na furaha. Yuko nawe akujali, akulinda, akuona, akuwaza, akupenda, akuponya. Yuko nawe.
So that's been super fun. We kind of laugh though that it's like we put out a cover and guys are like, "Hey, banse sucre," and I'm like, I also sang on this song, people. Like I also said, "Hey, those runs, fire, buana," and I'm like, okay, yes, I'm not denying, but also like, see, even me, I sing some nice runs. Anyway, but it really has been fun to see the response to him, and he's very easy to work with.
I think the blessing was amazing, and I think they're getting better. Not to say that they weren't good, but I'm just like, yo.
We're learning each other. Yeah. We're learning how better to work together. Yeah, so we're it's fun.
Okay, just two more questions and then we are adios.
All right.
You talked about when you went the States together. Was it a tour? Was it Go Music? Of course, you went to see.
Tour wappy. Man, I'm just a humble little worship leader. It was not a tour. We went for a youth conference, and then to see family. It's the first time in 13 years my family has been together in the States. And so it was such a blessing that we were able to go. We traveled to a couple of states mostly to see family, but the purpose of our going was to go to a youth conference at Life Church in Memphis, Tennessee. And we really went to kind of understudy the creative side of things. And then my younger sister and her husband went because they are our high school leaders.
Yep.
So they got to learn a lot about conference and how these guys, it's a huge, great conference. So that was really cool that we got to do that.
Of course, you sang in the process.
No.
You didn't?
No.
You didn't give them all this awesomeness?
No. First of all, I don't even think they please, Torrin Wells was there. Who is Rebekah Dawn? Honestly, it's like, hey, let's let the man do this thing. I'm not known in America at all.
It doesn't matter. Just swing them
I went to learn and to receive. It was my first season away from church in a long time. So I was just there, hands lifted, tears. Like, if the mic rings, it's not my problem. If something goes wrong, it's someone else.
Okay. I understand.
It was so refreshing.
Let me say, I think you're always learning. May you continue that, but may you also get, here the appreciation has started coming. And I'm not saying that you're doing it for the appreciation, but you're also gifted. The songs are being received well. I'm interviewing you not because I'm here to.
Because we're friends.
Yeah, because I'm like, these jams are good. The music is good, and I want people to know that's happened. So, in this Corona season, you know, the guys are like, Corona is such a. I'm like, no, in this Corona season, may you break barriers of even traveling.
Amen. But I have to say, I mean, I have traveled a bit with Alan. We were brought to
musically.
Yeah, well, it's musically, like we were in Thailand. We were asked to go to Thailand a couple of years ago for a concert.
Nice, for a concert.
Yeah, Chevelle had done the one the year before, so then they had asked her for a recommendation, so she was like, call up Rebekah. But it was also to do training. I'm honestly, Richie, I'm much more passionate about
the training.
And
yeah, I get it.
I think for me, and I'm going to tie this in with what I was sharing before, because one of the things I do hear a lot, you know, people are like, Rebekah, I've been on my team at church for 20 years. I've been producing now for 2008 till now is how many years? 12 years. You know, I've been producing for 12 years. I've been songwriting. I've written more songs than I can count, and that's not exaggerating it. For every song that's public, there's 30 songs no one's ever heard. And so sometimes I do get that comment of, man, you've put in so much work, like, and it's true. And I mean, may God's will be done through me and whatever he wants me to do. But there are two things. Number one is I will never stand on a higher platform than Nairobi Lighthouse Church. Nothing will ever give me a greater honor, because, you know, it's easy to feel like, oh, if you were called by, like when we were called to do, I've curtain raised for Don Moen, and you know, cool. Those are cool. I love that. I pray I get to do more stuff like that. That's awesome. But to me, the peak of my calling is leading worship on Sunday morning with my church. Nothing will be greater. Nothing will give me a greater sense of Monday I've arrived than that. But the second thing is
for real.
For real, Richie, I'm not lying. I am.
It's
more
not that
honored.
the camera is on.
No.
That is deep.
Because let me tell you why I feel that. Honestly, Richie, I feel like anybody can rock a stage, especially a Don Moen stage, a Kirk Franklin stage, this gig stage. Anybody can do. Anybody wants. It's easy. That's an easy stage to stand on. But your church stage.
I get what you're saying.
This is a pastor who has been given the mandate by God to shepherd these people. He will give an account for who he's exposed them to, who he's like, for a pastor to give you their stage, I mean, obviously it's God's, but you know, for them to say, come and minister here, that to me, it's like, there is no higher honor. Do I want to go sing with Kirk on something? That would be awesome. I would love to do that. But the fact that my pastor week after week entrusts me with this, or even like the year before last, we did our first ever creative conference for creative teams from churches. I mean, any creative can come, but specifically, I mean, Richie, that is the peak to me so far of what I would call success. To be able to now help others, inspire others, speak into others. Sundays they don't give me butterflies in the same way, because this is my home. This is my but there's just there's an honor. But the second reason I was going to say is because there's a story in scripture, and I'm going to butcher this story. I should have looked this up. I should probably look this up before I butcher it.
Alan was like